Okay. Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Bhushan Ramkrishna Gavai, Honorable Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India Designate, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Learned Attorney General for India, Senior Advocates, Mrs. Pragya Vakil, Secretary SCBA, Mr. Gopal Singh, former President SCORA, Mr. Manoj Mishra, former President SCORA, Mr. Parekh, former President SCBA, Office Bearers of SCORA and SCBA, distinguished members of the bar, Mr. Mungate, Secretary General, Mr. Bharat Prashar, OSD, esteemed guests, and my dear colleagues. Namaste, good evening, and a very warm welcome to you all. To begin this evening's program, I request Mr. Rahul Gupta to present a planter to Honorable Justice B.R. Gavai, Chief Justice of India. I now request Mr. Saurabh Ajay Gupta to present a planter to Honorable Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India Designate. I request Mr. Ankur Prakash to present a planter to Learned Attorney General for India. Today is more than a farewell. It is a celebration of a remarkable judicial journey, a journey marked by clarity, courage, and deep constitutional conviction. Honorable Justice B.R. Gavai began his life in the law with the same modest tools many of us recognize: a warm brief, a sincere conscience, and an unvarying belief that the courts must stand with the last person in the line. Those early years shaped a judge who never confused volume with conviction or authority with purpose. On the bench, his lordship's decisions were often labeled bold, but for us at the bar, they felt like something more: clarity with courage. He asked the tough questions, cut through the fog, and returned time after time to first principles, fairness, due process, and reason. His intolerance for injustice was firm, but his patience with litigants and lawyers was unfailing. His lordship's rise from the bar at Nagpur to the Bombay High Court to the Supreme Court and finally to the office of Chief Justice of India has been a study in quiet, consistent excellence. His judgments have shaped national discourse on monetary policy, electoral transparency, federalism, criminal due process, and arbitration reforms. And always behind every line of reasoning was an abiding concern for how the law touches real lives. As Chief Justice of India, he brought the same steady vision to judicial administration: predictable listings, smoother registry functioning, and a culture of patient, reasoned hearing became hallmark of his tenure. And his recent suo motu intervention protecting advocates from routine, coercive summons reaffirmed the truth, and a professional space is governed by law and privilege, not expediency. My Lord, we thank you for the discipline that safeguarded liberty, for the compassion that dignified proceedings, and for the example that will long last your tenure. As you move from daily causes to perhaps a quieter pursuit, writing, teaching, or well-earned rest, we hope you carry with you the immense affection, respect, and gratitude of this bar. On behalf of SCORA, we wish your Lordship health, serenity, and the deep contentment that only a life of meaningful work can bring. I would also like to take a moment to express a sincere appreciation for the presence of Honorable Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India Designate, who has joined us this evening. We look forward to hearing his thoughts later in the program. I now request Mr. Amit Sharma, Vice President SCORA, to kindly deliver his welcome address.
सुधारेद अथ मनंतमरम नतमनम अवसदयत अतमव्य हतमनो बधुर atmavya ripur atmar. One must uplift oneself by one's effort. For you are your own friend and you are your own foe. We begin this eternal teaching because no shloka captures the life and journey of Honorable Chief Justice Bhushan Ramkrishna Gavai more meaningfully. His rise from adversity through inner strength, discipline, and quiet resolve reflects the deepest truth of self-effort. In perfect harmony stands the wisdom of Dhammapada. Ata hi atano natho, koi hi natho parosiya, atana hi sudentana natham labhati dubhalam. One is truly one's own protector. Who else can be your protector? With oneself well disciplined, one gains a refuge that is hard to find. The Buddhist reflection resonates with your Lordship's journey as the first Buddhist Chief Justice of India. A journey that proves that adversity can become strength, simplicity can shape greatness, and inner discipline can elevate an individual from the most modest beginnings to the highest judicial office in the Republic. Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Bhushan Ramakrishna Gavaiji, Honorable Justice Suryakanji, Chief Justice of India Designate, Mr. R. Venkataramani, Attorney General of India, Mr. Vipin Nair, President SCORA, Mr. Nikhil Jain, Honorary Secretary SCORA, Honorable Judges of Supreme Court of India, past and present President of SCBA and SCORA, Ms. Pragya Baghel, Secretary SCBA, Mr. MC Mungate, Secretary General Supreme Court of India, Mr. Bharat Parashar, OSD, and the law officers of India, distinguished members of Bar, and esteemed guests, Pranam. On behalf of SCORA, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to this solemn occasion. As Vice President of the Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association, I stand humbled to address this gathering, a moment that is not merely a farewell, but a homage to a journey that began in the modest lane of Amravati and rose step by resolute step of the commanding heights of our republic. Your Lordship's journey carries within it the quiet power of a promise fulfilled. You once dreamt of becoming an architect, yet chose to walk the path your father could not, giving up your own aspiration so that your father's unfulfilled wish to study law might find life through you. Born on 24th November 1960 in the modest lanes of Amravati, you grew up as the eldest of the three siblings, shaped by simplicity, restraint, and early exposure to struggle. Your father, late Sri R.S. Gavai, an Ambedkarite voice of conviction, passed on to you not merely a dream, but a sense of purpose. From your mother, Srimati Kamlatai Gavai, came discipline and dignity. The rhythms of washing utensils, cooking bhakris, and drawing water after dark were lessons in humility, not hardship. Your aunt's support through difficult times brought strength where resources were scarce. Your Marathi medium municipal school, often seated on the floor in the classroom with little infrastructure, you absorbed the life truths of ordinary India. From these surroundings, marked by adversity, diversity, and quiet perseverance, your sense of justice began to take shape. The clarity of your thought you gained from learning in your Marathi mother tongue, stayed with you throughout your life, proving that the deepest understanding begins in the language of one's heart. From these humble beginnings, three guiding figures, your father, your mother, and your aunt, help shape the future Chief Justice of India. Your courtroom resonated with the spirit of Karuna, that is compassion, Upekha, that is equanimity, and Dhamma Vinaya, that is discipline in truth. Your calm yet firm judicial temperament reflected the Buddhist middle path, which restrained tempers, authority, and empathy, strengthening justice. Your Lordship's childhood found profound expression in your jurisprudence. As your Lordship demits office, you leave behind a legacy of dignity, compassion, and quiet strength that will guide this institution for years to come. And you now pass on the baton to your illustrious successor, Justice Surikantji, who will carry forward the torch of justice guided by the timeless civilizational ideals of this land. Ideals rooted in dharma, compassion, and most restraint and the pursuit of truth in India's Master Ji ka beta. A farmer's son, a scholar, and a man of letters. We see a jurist shaped by principles as old as our civilization and as relevant as our constitution. Under his stewardship, we are certain that this institution will ascend to even greater heights with justice delivered with integrity and with the clarity worthy of his name. Both your lordship's ascent has demonstrated that the highest seat of justice is not reserved for privilege, but can be reached from the humblest beginnings. Justice Surikantji's rise has inspired countless young minds, proving that greatness can indeed grow from the modest soils. His celebrated poem, Maid Pe Mitti Chadha Do, captures the earthy wisdom of his roots. With that spirit, we move forward. Lordship Surikantji, just like you, my own roots too lie in farming. And it is a matter of personal pride to witness leaders who carry the humility of the soil into the grandeur of the constitutional office. On behalf of SCORA and on my own behalf, I offer deepest gratitude and heartfelt wishes to our outgoing Chief Justice of India. I'm so sorry. Heartfelt wishes to our outgoing Chief Justice of India. May your lordship's days ahead be touched with tranquility, fulfillment, and a pride that comes from a life lived in the light of the Constitution. We bow to your legacy. We salute to your service. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. I now call upon Mr. Vipin Nayak, President SCORA, to share his words on this occasion.
Honorable Chief Justice B.R. Gavai Sahab, Chief Justice Designate Surikantji, Justice Vinod Chandran, Justice Bindal, Justice Mishra, Justice Amanullah, Justice Masi, Justice Maheshwari, Justice Bishnoi, Justice Varale, and Koteshwar Sahab. Our friend, philosopher, guide, and poet, Attorney General for India, Venkatramani sir, we welcome you here. Amit Sharma, Vice Presidents, Nikhil Jain, Secretary, the learned ASGs, our Bhishma Pitama, 8-time President, P.H. Parekh Sahab, please welcome. And multiple-time, 4-time SCBA President, thank you for coming. Past President Gopal Singh Ji, most learned, our AORs, Bhargav Desai Sahab, K.K. Mohan Sahab, Surikant Ji, Pragya Baghel, Secretary SCBA, thank you for coming. Rachna Srivastav Ji, Priya Hingorani, thank you all for coming here. Partings are always sad, and farewells tend to be emotional. But Chief Justice Gavai's tenure will be celebrated and remembered. You have, through your illustrious career, have shown a rare quality while occupying positions of power. The ability to hold firm to your convictions while respecting those who disagree with you. A follower of Buddhist philosophy, you brought to the bench what Buddha taught the world, that the right view is that the truth is not diminished by contrary opinions and wisdom grows through inquiry, not through forced agreements. We salute you for being a leader of this institution and getting all conflicting opinions together. You are a famous son of a famous father. Your father was a respected political figure. Sri R.S. Gavai was an Ambedkar follower, a popular governor of many states, including mine, Kerala, and who believed that law could be an instrument of dignity. But as destiny would have it, the seminal judgment of your constitution bench today concerned governors. And the whole constitution bench has very delicately balanced the interplay between highest constitutional functionaries. We salute you for it, for bringing the constitutional balance to this whole country. Not to forget that you have also been part of the most contentious debates in recent years. Article 370, electoral bonds, demonetization, subclassification within SC/STs, and the recent promotions to the higher judiciary. It was a very tough call. But it was in the bulldozer's case, Chief Justice, that you have laid down principles that will outlive your tenure. He said that the sight of the bulldozer tearing down a home without due process reminded him of the lawlessness of a time which might be where might was all right. But not the least, Chief Justice, your timely intervention in SCORA's representation, where you took in within days suo motu cognizance in the summoning of lawyers by enforcement agencies, will be remembered for a long time. The bar is thankful for you. Chief Justice, 6 months is not enough to... Yes. Lordship is the author, he's sitting here. 6 months is not enough to transform a judiciary facing multiple challenges. But it is enough to set a very strong foundation to build on. Thank you, Chief Justice, for your service. We also welcome Chief Justice Designate Suryakant Sab to this gathering. There is a crying need for someone who understands that delayed justice is justice denied. But court delays do not always visit the common folks. The Vishwaguru Swami Vivekananda was also not spared by delayed justice. He has himself said in his collected works that though he had studied law, his father was an eminent lawyer in Calcutta, but a family partition suit litigation drew him almost to financial ruin. Ultimately, this case was settled. Just imagine the precious time that Swamiji lost in litigation. If only an early mediation or a litigation closure had come, India would be definitely benefited. There lies one of the greatest tragedies of this country, that he himself had lamented. Till the age of 23, he was absorbed in litigation. This is where we look forward to you, Chief Justice Designate, for your missionary zeal of mediation, to make mediation a court-mandated policy. And mediation and legal aids are his pet projects. Not to forget his surgical strikes to unravel illegal land acquisition compensation cases while balancing delicate, vexed marital issues at the same time. Enormous balance you brought to your court, my lord. And you have said that courts must be accessible and, importantly, talk in a language that common man understands. The son of a Sanskrit teacher from Hisar now leads the highest country in the land. Justice Suryakant, we welcome you on your new role as the Chief Justice. Thank you. Jai Hind, Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. I now request Mr. R. Venkatramani, Attorney General for India, to share his words.
I think both my mind and tongue and speech has been stolen and by two very heartfelt speakers. But I say, once a chief, always a chief. Chief Justice Gavai, once a chief, always a chief. And when SCORA is, of course, in a healthy competition with SCBA for doing many things. And I welcome that, and it has got the patronage of the honorable judges. That's how we see a fully packed audience here and wanting to hear our farewell speeches today and again tomorrow. which means you don't get tired of talking about somebody who deserves to be talked about in plentiful. So, Honorable Chief Justice Gavai and respected Justice Surya Khan, Chief Justice of India designate, judges of the Supreme Court, and additional Solicitor Generals and bearers of the Supreme Court Advocate Nakul Association, friends and family members of Chief Justice Gavai. As they always reflect on farewell occasions, there was a certain solemnity about them. We gather to share the richness of relationship that have been built between the bar and the bench, and how the contributions of a learned judge had added values to all possible dimensions of administration of justice. Fortunate are those honorable judges who get the opportunity to be called upon to deal with varying dimensions and subjects of administration of justice. Chief Justice Gavai is one such fortunate judge. Both as a judge of the High Court of Mumbai and as a judge of the Honorable Court, he has been called upon to deal with multitude of issues and subjects. And certainly, to his remarkable craftsmanship, it must be said that he has not only displayed a conscientiousness and commitment, but true to the oath taken by him as a judge, his mind has worked without fear or favor, and has always been in search of what that great academic Ronald Dworkin called the search for the right answer. We cherish our journey and association with the Chief Justice Gavai because we find his relentless search for the right answer has always been the driving force behind him. Like many of us who did not have the luxury of being educated in elite educational institutions and rubbing shoulders with the creamy layers of society, Chief Justice Gavai has journeyed through ordinary run-of-the-mill educational institutions. But having done so and thereafter, to be able to develop a keen and deep insight in the working of the law, particularly in contemporary times when there are manifold challenges in doing justice, is not an ordinary feat. When Chief Justice Gavai was greeted by all of us, when he assumed the office of Chief Justice of India, I mentioned about the inimitable and bewitching smile which he always carries. That smile is not only natural, but also reflects the amiable and enduring personality of Chief Justice Gavai. When I sat behind me, I was looking at his inimitable smile once again today. I'm an admirer of his smile, and I wish we can carry such inimitable smile even while we are in the heat of our forensic debates and motions in the court. One of the ways of counting the impactful contributions of honorable judges to look at the number and the range of judgments delivered. While this numerical assessment is good up to a point, the more attentive way is to look at the connecting threads which Chief Justice Gavai has woven between seemingly disconnected subjects, from criminal law to environment law to public law to private law. He was always conscious of the unsettling aspects of crossing or diluting the separation of powers principle. Chief Justice Gavai's engagement in enhancing the importance of conditioned service of judges at all levels will be one of the finest contributions which one can always hold in esteem. While assisting the court in some of the matters, I found that Chief Justice Gavai's approach is to reach at the heart of the matter without being unduly drawn into doctrinaire or intellectual arguments. I have been professionally benefited by learning the pragmatic wisdom behind such an approach. In a contempt proceedings in Ramnarang was so-and-so, Chief Justice Gavai felicitously propounded that a contempt proceeding is not like any other execution proceeding. Recently, when an ill-informed member of the legal fraternity and ill-advised tried to engage in a scandalous conduct in the court of the Honorable Chief Justice, and the entire legal fraternity was rightly aghast at such a scandalous conduct, Chief Justice Gavai, true to the highest level of dignity and statesmanship, did not think that the conduct of the advocate should be subjected to contempt scrutiny. I received a large number of requests for giving sanction to prosecute the advocate concerned under contempt proceeding. A very difficult thought through which troubled me, as when the Chief Justice had been so magnanimous and forgiving, should I look at the incident from a narrow lens or a different angle altogether? He has by all scores set high standards of objectivity and balance. The youngest members of the bar were always eager to seize an opportunity to be in his court and address the court and walk with good prices. I have more things to talk about the Chief Justice tomorrow. Suffice to say that as the Chief Justice, he worked as a part of the team, and which by itself will be a great measure for the bar and the society at large to regard and respect the Supreme Court as a venerable institution. Chief Justice Gavai has been traveling extensively and while talking to and addressing a wide range of institutions on important concerns of administration of justice. His contributions, along with Honorable Justice Surya Kant, to make NALSA more visible, more relevant, and more impactful will always remain as indelible contributions made by him. I personally thank Chief Justice Gavai for many opportunities in courtroom dialogues, which has provided me with a sense of learning. We wish Chief Justice Gavai and his family a wonderful time ahead, and I'm sure he is ably equipped, mind and intellect, will continue to serve the cause of law, justice, and public welfare in many other ways. Many probably he will alone be able to deal with it. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us.
Thank you, sir. We also gather here today with a sense of anticipation and optimism as we prepare to welcome our next Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Surya Kant, Chief Justice of India designate. His Lordship's illustrious career from the Punjab and Haryana High Court to the Chief Justice of the Himachal Pradesh High Court, and since 2019 at the Supreme Court, has been marked by clear writing, pragmatic reasoning, and an unshakable commitment to constitutional fidelity. For the bar, and especially for AORs, he is known as a patient listener who respects preparation and values principled advocacy. As he prepares to assume office as the 53rd Chief Justice of India on 24th November 2025, we look forward to continuity in fairness, disciplined listings, and a courtroom culture where every lawyer and every litigant is treated with equal dignity. Honorable Justice Surya Kant, we extend a warmest welcome to this new chapter. On behalf of the Supreme Court Advocate on Record Association, I assure Lordship of a complete and unwavering support in upholding the majesty and integrity of this great institution. I now invite Honorable Justice Surya Kant, Chief Justice of India designate, to say a few words.
Justice Bhushan Ramkrishna Gavai, Honorable the Chief Justice of India, my esteemed colleague judges from the Supreme Court, learned Attorney General for India, we have among us distinguished Additional Solicitor Generals of India, senior advocates led by Mr. Parekh, Mr. Vipin Nair, Mr. Amit Sharma, Mr. Nikhil Jain, the leaders of the SCORA, holding the offices of President, Vice President, and Honorary Secretary, Pragya Baghel, Secretary of the Supreme Court Bar Association, very distinguished senior and other members of the Supreme Court Bar Association, learned advocates on record, Secretary General, and other officers on the establishment of the Supreme Court, my other young friends, thank you very much for inviting me to this very emotional moment where we have assembled to bid farewell to my elder brother, a great friend, and a leader of the institution, Justice Gavai. These occasions are normally very laced with lot of emotions, fond memories, and that is what each one of us is trying to recollect. The one argument of learned Attorney General which I am outrightly accepting is that I also reserve my comments for tomorrow. All that I wish to share with you is that my association with Justice Gavai didn't commence on 24th May 2019 when we took oath together in Supreme Court. We know each other maybe for more than 2 decades. We have some very fond memories of our friendship, maybe a part of which I will share tomorrow, but substantial part I will write after my retirement. When Justice Gavai took over as Chief Justice of India in May 2025, I believe, and I think that in my opinion I am absolutely right also, that the institution has seen a great constitutional commitment, an institutional dignity, and a steady and principled tenure which he would successfully complete in next 2-3 days. His judicial philosophy, a part of which has been highlighted by Mr. Amit Sharma, by Mr. Vipin and the learned attorney, need not be repeated. But I don't think that there is any pitch where he has not played successfully as an opener batsman as well as an all-rounder. We have the opportunity to work together on the platform of NALSA when I was chairman of the Supreme Court Legal Service Committee and my brother was the executive chairman of the NALSA. And then second inning of that part when I headed the NALSA and my brother took over as Chief Justice of India. The commitment for the common man, for the cause of justice, for the last man in the street is something which is so formidable that you will find from various schemes that have been launched by NALSA and various activities on pan-India basis that we were successfully able to launch under his dynamic leadership. I have also closely seen the human side of Justice Gavai, a very warm, gracious, a great host, and a very dear friend. I am quite sure that even after 24th of November 2025, when I formally take over the baton, he will continue to guide the institution on both sides, the bench as well as the bar. His experience, his ability will remain an asset for the institution and it will always be a guiding force for the posterity. My all the best wishes to my dear brother Justice Gavai. He is just entering into a new field and I am quite sure, like his past innings, he will again prove to be a great leader in the new innings as well. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Honorable Justice Bhushan Ramkrishna Gavai, Chief Justice of India, to address the gathering.
My esteemed brother and Chief Justice of India designate, Justice Suryakant, my esteemed colleagues who are present in large number despite tomorrow being a Friday, Shri R. Venkatramani, the learned Attorney General for India, the learned Additional Solicitor Generals of India present here, Shri Vipin Nair, the President of SCORA, Shri Amit Sharma, Vice President, Shri Nikhil Jain, Secretary, Ms. Pragna Baghel, the Secretary of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Shri other office bearers of the SCBA and SCORA, Shri Mungate, the Secretary General, Shri Parashar, the OSD, who is likely to take over as Secretary General, the youngest member of the Supreme Court Bar Association, Shri P.H. Parekh, the past presidents of SCORA, Shri Gopal Singh, Shri Manoj Mishra, the senior advocates, though the function is of AORs, I was asking Rachna ji as to why she is present here in spite of being designated as seniors. So she told me that the learned attorney said that if you are a AOR, then you are AOR always and you should attend the functions of SCORA. tomorrow is a Friday, so except me, everybody will have a very busy evenings today. All my learned colleagues will have to read 50, 60 briefs for tomorrow. I am feeling a sigh of relief from today afternoon. After I pronounced the two judgments, one the judgment, the CB judgment, all five of us pronounced in the morning. And the last of the judgments I pronounced was on the Aravali hill ranges and hills. And then we had only 5 or 6 matters and we rose. So I'm really feeling very happy that I don't have to read anything for tomorrow. I was dictating the judgments till yesterday evening. Today, except correction of today's orders, I'll be very free. I was just telling Brother Surekant when we were coming, I'm feeling so relieved, and I told him what I proposed to do in the evening. I can't share it. Maybe that is part of what he would write after February 2027. I'm really grateful to all of you to be here this evening and spoken so many good words about me. I didn't know that Amit Sharma had such a wonderful knowledge of Buddhist philosophy. I practice Buddhism, but I do not have any depth in any religious studies. I am truly a secular person. I believe in all the religions, the Hinduism, Buddhism, Sikhism, Islam. I learned from my father because my father was also a truly secular person. He was an ardent follower of Dr. Ambedkar. And growing up with him, whenever we used to visit various places for his political functions, if his friends said that, sir, yahan chalo, yahan ka dargah famous hai, ye gurudwara famous hai, so I have been brought up that way to respect all the religions, and therefore maybe after 24th I will take lessons from Amit to learn more about Buddhism. Though I know a bit of Dhammapada, but I don't have any in-depth knowledge as Amit has. When I demit office on 23rd and hand over the mantle to my esteemed brother, my friend for last 2 decades, I'll be doing so with a sense of contentment, a sense of happiness. A journey of more than 40 years and about almost 41 years, this institution, the judiciary of the country, has given me a lot. Whatever I am today, it is because of the institution, and I must pay my gratitude to the institution of judiciary in the country. As Justice Surekant said that both of us, and as was referred to by the earlier speakers, both of us started our beginnings in a very humble manner. I started schooling in a municipal school situated in a semi-slum area in Amravati, and he started his schooling in a village, maybe a Jilla Parishad school or a Gram Panchayat school in a small village of Hisar. And I always say that it is because of the Indian Constitution, the values enshrined under the Indian Constitution, the principles that the Constitutional has provided us, and the Dr. Ambedkar, main architect of the Indian Constitution, that I could reach to this position, which I don't think any boy studying in a school, in a municipal school, sitting on a ground could even dream of. And therefore, I always nourish the constitutional values. I have tried to live by the 4 corners on which the Indian Constitution stands: justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. As the learned Attorney General and Justice Surekant have already observed, and I concur with them, that I reserve my right to speak tomorrow in a greater length. I could only at this moment say that whatever I have achieved in last 6 months, as a judge for last 6.5 years, as a Chief Justice for last 6 months and 10 days, and as a judge of the Supreme Court for last 6.5 years. It is on account of these institutions that we could do what we have done. After I took over as a Chief Justice, we worked not as a Chief Justice, but as all the judges of the court together. I always believed that the Supreme Court should not be a Chief Justice of India centric, but it should be a court of all the judges, and therefore whatever decisions we took, many of the decisions at the demand of the bar, I don't want to repeat them. And those decisions were not taken by me individually, but by all my colleagues. We addressed the issues of the bar, and whatever problems were faced before the full court, they were immediately addressed and tried to be resolved. I always believe that Supreme Court is a very great institution, and unless all the stakeholders work together, like all the judges of the Supreme Court, the bar of the Supreme Court, the registry of the Supreme Court, the staff of the Supreme Court, as I said yesterday in the felicitation function of the staff, that the judges, that the people only see the face of the Supreme Court judges when a judgment comes. But it is not only the judges, but it is the entire Supreme Court, the contribution of the bar, the contribution of the registry, the contribution of the staff, which goes into the decision making. And therefore, I always believed that the Supreme Court Bar Association as well as the SCORA should always be taken on board wherever the issues with regard to the problems of the bar were concerned. I must say with a matter of satisfaction that after we took over as a judges, after we were sworn as the judges, and myself, Justice Suryakant and Justice Maheshwari were made the members of the Chamber Allotment Committee, the issue with regard to Chamber, which was pending for years together, I think we could resolve it within 2 or 3 meetings, and we are happy to see that. As the chairman of the building committee, when the plans for the new Supreme Court building were being finalized, we invited the office bearers of the SCORA as well as SCBA so as to take their inputs, and after taking their inputs, we have amended the plans suitably so that I always believe that the building should not be only for judges, it's a building for lawyers. It is also the building for litigants, because the judges and the lawyers, both they exist for the common citizen of this country, for the end consumer of a justice. I express my gratitude to the SCORA for all the cooperation that they have rendered to me in 6.5 years as a judge, and last 6 months and more as a Chief Justice of India. As a judge of the Supreme Court and the High Court, I have recently completed 22 years journey. Thereafter, I was a lawyer for 18 years. In the journey of more than 40 years, I always tried to uphold the rule of law, uphold the majesty of law, and see to it that the constitutional principles are given effect to in my judgments. In this long journey, I cannot but appreciate and place on record my deep contribution, my deep appreciation to all of you. Thank you very much. Rest when we meet tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. After these words, if your Lordship is wondering whether this brings the SCORA EC's list of requests to an end, we must, with humility, say, not quite yet. Before we pass on the baton of our request to Chief Justice Designate Justice Suryakant, the SCORA Executive Committee seeks your indulgence for one final ceremonial request to release the second edition of the SCORA Journal Suo Moto. This edition brings together the literary contributions of our members, showcasing their scholarship, creativity, and commitment to the profession. Through this journal, we aspire to foster meaningful knowledge and send the sense of community that binds our association. We are honored that the Honorable CGI will grant us the privilege of releasing this before he demits the office. As we move forward towards the end of our program, we will now play a specially prepared video montage dedicated to Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai, curated by our executive member, Ms. Deena Pandey. I now request Mr. Rana Ranjit Singh to present a stole to Honorable Justice B.R. Gavai, Chief Justice of India. I request Mr. Suryakant, former Vice President SCORA, to present a stole to Honorable Justice Suryakant, Chief Justice of India Designate. I request Gopal Singh sir to present a toll to Learned Attorney General for India.
I hadn't anticipated.
Now I request our President SCORA to present a memento to Honorable Justice B.R. Gavai, Chief Justice of India, a rare photograph of the first Chief Justice of India, Honorable Justice Hariraj J. Kania, with other Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court. I request the entire Executive Committee to present a memento to Honorable Justice B.R. Gavai, Chief Justice of India. Now I invite Mr. Kaustubh Shukla, Joint Secretary, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Namaskar everyone. On behalf of SCORA, heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Justice B.R. Gavai. From very modest origin to the highest judicial office, you are a rare blend of humility, empathy, and firm principle has made every person who appeared before you felt heard and respected. During your tenure as the Chief Justice of India, your calm leadership and deeply human approach have given great moral strength and the direction to this institution. We are also grateful to the Honorable the Chief Justice of India designate Justice Surkant. Your balanced outlook, grounded nature, and your approach that places the human dignity at the heart of the adjudication give the entire legal fraternity immense hope for the coming years. We are thankful for the Honorable Justice Surkant for your gracious presence and for honoring this farewell with your valuable time. Heartfelt thanks to all the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court of India. Your presence today is the testament to the high regard in which Justice Gavai is held. Your tireless work and the constant vigilance over our Constitution continues to uphold the faith of every citizen in this great country. We are grateful to the Learned Attorney General for India and the Learned Additional Solicitor Generals of India for their presence. Warm thanks to the Executive Committee of the SCBA, Ms. Pragya Bagal, Secretary SCBA. Heartfelt regard also to all the learned senior advocates present today. Special thanks to the Secretary General, Mr. M.C. Mughate, and the registrars of the Supreme Court. Very special word of thanks to the SCORA leadership, Mr. Vipin Nair, President SCORA, Mr. Amit Sharma, Vice President SCORA, Mr. Nikhil Jain, Secretary SCORA, and to all the executive members of the SCORA committee and the staffs of the SCORA for your collective effort. We are especially thankful to Mr. P.H. Parekh, Senior Advocate, former SCBA President and SCORA President, Mr. Manoj Mishra, the former SCORA President, Mr. Gopal Singh, the former SCORA President. Lastly, but very importantly, deep gratitude to all the members and our media friends who are present today. Thank you once again for each one of you here for gracing this occasion and for honoring the remarkable journey of Justice Gavai. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. And I would also request the honorable judges to please come on the stage for a group photograph and also the SCORA Executive Committee. After this, I would request the guests to please join us for the high tea after the event.
सर फोटो नहीं. We request everyone to please join us for high tea at the right.
Where's your bestie?
Which one, sir? I have a lot of them.
Mitu.
I have, so she is in Patna.
Oh, thank you.